At first LEGO released Ninjago City, after that came the Ninjago City docks. Now we have the third installment in the shape of Ninjago City Gardens. Hi everyone, welcome back. If you like this video and want to see more like it, please do subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you want to catch me live, I stream on Twitch 3 times a week. Head over to twitch.tv/betweenthebricks. Big shout out to LEGO for sending me this copy of Ninjago City Gardens for review. Thank you very much, I really appreciate it. Ninjago City Gardens is set number 71741. It has 5,685 pieces and aged 14 plus. If you want to buy this in New Zealand, it's going to cost $549.99. If you want to check out the unboxing speed build before looking at the review, make sure you head over to my other video, link is in the description. So without further ado, let's just dive on in and take a look at the set. So here's Ninjago City Gardens in its component pieces. You can see that there are a lot of components that are required to be built to make the entire Ninjago City Gardens. And essentially what happens when you're building it is you start off here with this ground level 32 by 32 base plate. So taking a look at the base now without the buildings attached, you can see at the front there we've got the really nicely built tree with a lot of detail. Particularly like this new color of leaf element in this bright spring yellow, I think it is, or light bright yellow, I'm not entirely sure. And this color here of these leaf elements in lime green. A couple of other features that I really liked that they did was they used a lot of these weapons or a weapons pack in bright green as foliage elements, and you can see here perfect use of a sword, another sword over there, a samurai, and a scythe down at the bottom here, and they've done that around the base quite well. This structure here is really nice. It's very well done, and it utilizes one of the Technic elements, and I'm pretty sure it's used as a boom arm. Down the other side of the base you can see here that we come to a water outlet, and it's really clever how the designer managed to get the water to come out of the water outlet. You can see there's some structure underneath the ground, some water pipes and whatnot, and at the back here we have a pond, which I do have to say I'm a little bit disappointed that there is no koi printed tiles in here like we saw in the Chinese New Year set, but it's okay, it's easy enough to get hold of them if you want to replace a couple. I really love the use of the green Wolverine claws here to create the texture for that tree, and if we just get a better angle you can see there that it does sort of represent the bonsai tree a little bit, I think. Another nice little parts usage down here is we have a hat there used as a rock part. Under the floor here you can see some hidden treasures. There's some ingots and a couple of knives and a trophy, as well as a box of goods. Now this is underneath the store, which belongs to the character Ronan, and up here in the tree there you've got a really nice little bird's nest built. The first building you create is Ronan's shop, and it was the one where I showed you in the base where there is some stuff underneath the floor, and this is the handle to lift up that floor there. I really do like the motif across the front of the shop, and particularly how they've used the party hats in gold. You can see the sign at the back there. There's also a sticker, and it looks like here they've used a flower element to create a tap handle, which I thought was really clever. And there's plenty of details inside there. You can see there's a bust through there with a top hat and a trident. And on this side of the shop you can see some books up here in a cabinet, and also what looks like some scales and a cup down the bottom. One of the real interesting features here with a lot of these builds is the angle. This whole section here is built as a subsection into itself and attaches sideways to this section here. So the next building is this little shop. There's a sticker here used for the sign, and obviously they cook some food in here. There's a bowl and a pot here on this surface, and if we turn it around some more, there's also another sign and a servery window, as well as the entry door on this side. The cleverest use of parts I've ever seen is the use of half a book here on this windowsill to make this servery. So inside this building you can see there's a basin and a tap and just some stuff up on the shelf. The next level up is like a tea room or a relaxation room there, and As you can see, the building style continues to have extremely good detail. This parts usage here for this Technic brake rotor from one of the large motorcycles for this window is just absolutely amazing. And looking through there from that view, you can see into the tea room, and you can see all the images in the background, and it's just really well done. Sitting above the ground level food shop is this little apartment. There's just a sign there for Ninjago. Inside the apartment, you can tell it belongs to a Ninjago fan because they have a Ninjago bedspread. There's also a poster on the wall there from Ninjago City. The build itself is absolutely stunning. It's so clever how the designer managed to get everything built not only upwards but sideways, and some of this stuff here is built in some strange directions that you would not actually expect. One of the main features, and you'll notice it if you ever do get to build this, most of the awnings are all different. They utilize different elements throughout. After level 2, we start building this walkway structure, and this helps to tie everything together. So we can see here that there is a cleaning mech bot here which is tidying up, and a bunch of signs. Unfortunately, they are all stickers, not many prints in this set at all. A really nice motif on the front there, which is all built up mostly with gold parts. And as we come around the far side, you'll notice as well there's another motif built here. The next level up, we have an ice cream shop, and I really enjoyed this build. There was a lot going on, and there was a lot of real detail built into the shop here, and a few extra features on the back here, like the aircon unit there, an air duct which also helps to hold up the staircase, and a dropped ice cream there, which is a nice little Easter egg just hidden down the back behind the door there. When we come around to the front of the shop, the window here was quite cleverly inserted, and it actually utilizes the studs on the other side of this to help with some of the building on the inside detail there. Again, take a look at the awning here on the front. It uses a lot of minifig meat cleavers. Now, I found this to be really interesting use, but I also found it to be quite frustrating. As you can see there, they're not all lined up perfectly, and that's because they've been bumped in the course of taking it off. You do need to take some care and time to align them. On the back, the awning for the back door is also very clever, and in this case it utilizes the game's controller pieces. So there's a lot of detail inside the shop here, and unfortunately it's really hard to get the camera in because they are very small and tight confined spaces. Opposite the ice cream shop on the same level, we have the Noodle Shop, which I'm pretty sure has a name, and unfortunately I'm not totally sure what that is right now. So if you do know the name of the Noodle Shop, please do comment it below. The front of the Noodle Shop has some really nice detail on these columns from here all the way up to the roof height. Nice sign there. Unfortunately it is another sticker, and a little bit of pipe up the top here pretty much goes to nowhere, and a nice little bit of venting and more signs. This thing here, I'm not entirely sure what it is. It does tend to come off quite easily though, and can be a little bit annoying. I really did like the way that the back of this building came together, and I'm not gonna lie, this is the building that actually gave me the most trouble. Being colorblind, having dark brown, dark red, and normal brown as well, it just threw me, and I really struggled to see those colors in the instructions, so this one was a little bit of a nightmare to build. The other thing too is the awning on this one utilizes these black hot dog pieces, and what it requires you to do is to make a row of clips and then stick 2 clips to each of the hot dogs and then line them all up. Now if one of the clips is slightly rotated, puts it out of alignment, all of it is out of alignment, and it's a little bit annoying in that sense. However, when you do straighten it all up and take a little bit of care and time, it actually does look really nice. I really love the use of the minifigure here on the front as part of the advertising sign, and for the first time ever, I've never seen this before, but you can see in there his legs are actually put on backwards so that they can bend up enough to give him the right angle. So the inside of the noodle house is relatively plain. There's just one table there with a bowl and a couple of condiments and 2 places to sit. There is a nice sticker there on that tile, a couple of basic decorations, You have up there, you can see the menus, and underneath that in the alcove of the window there's a cooking station. Now I'm a little bit disappointed that there wasn't any food tiles or anything like that included, not even any knives or forks or anything like that. So, you know, it would have been nice to have had maybe a Chinese takeaway box or some food tiles to put inside the restaurant. The fourth layer of Ninjago City Gardens is the museum and art studio. So all of the light bright orange is all museum, and the green building here on the end is the art studio. Also has a landing and some places for the minifigures to walk around. I really love this little garden box here. There's one on the front, one on the back. Now this building here was quite an extraordinary build as well. So you build up the two walls, and then the front and the rear is built in its own section and comes together sideways onto the wall. So, you know, this set was really interesting to build, and it kept you going from start to finish. The whole front wall on this section is only held on by one stud, and thankfully you can just lift it up. You can see on the inside here there is a dragon artifact there, and it's sitting in a cabinet on the wall. There's also some artwork and some lights up on the walls as well. I really love this brick built dragon here. It is just so good, it's amazing. There's staff here with a cobra at the top, and this picture on the wall here actually hides behind it a little secret. On the other side of this wall there is another picture which can pop off just as easily, giving some crooks maybe some access into the museum. Above the museum, essentially on level 5, is this Atrium Roof, and it is another really nice build. You can see they've carried on with the light bright orange, and there's also light bright orange Unikitty tails there which are unprinted, and also that curved window brick which I think first appeared in the soccer stadium if I remember correctly. Another really nice tree utilizing just basic tree leaf elements. Carrying on level 5 is the Ninja Hangout, and there's this brick built scampi or shrimp, whatever you want to call it. It would have been nice to have a shrimp shack maybe included as part of the set, but there wasn't, so it's all good. Back here you have a sign, and this is actually removable simply by lifting up that there and taking out the sign. There's a couple of other signs stored away in the next section up, which I'll show you very shortly, but as you can see there, it looks like there's a little bit of a tilt to some collectible minifigures, and maybe a sign of what's to come. The play feature here is this barred door can be lowered. Inside the Ninja Hangout you have there's just a chair in there, a TV screen, and an arcade game. So this really cool play feature that allows you to lever the player up and down against the enemy there. So on the opposite side to the Ninja Hangout on level 5, essentially we have this building here. I'm not entirely sure what it is. It looks kind of like a shrine of some description, but hidden in the back here is a safe which we can open up. Utilizes these newer pieces on the side here to create the roof, and again, as per the rest of the set, another very clever use of parts for the roof or the awning, and in this case it utilizes a bunch of black treasure chest lids just hinged onto that central spire in the middle there. When I first saw the spire I actually thought it was a little ugly. However, after having built it and seeing the engineering that went inside with it, I kind of fell in love with it. It's actually a nice solid piece, and if you take the top piece off here it reveals where the other signs are being stored. So you can see there's one flag, and if we put that one back, grab out the other one, you have a second one which you can change out for either one of the three on the back of the Ninja Hangout. Now if I remember rightly, Ninjago City had something similar with a bunch of signs and some storage too. The last part of the main build of Ninjago City Gardens is the top of the tree, and you can see here it's just using a lot of these sort of stem and trunk pieces. Same color leaves as on the bottom, and it has a really nice 10 years of Ninjago printed tile there at the base of the trunk. The pagoda is a very clever build with a lot of detail, and you have these little bridges that come from the front over to the pagoda, and that carries on back to the statue for Zane. So the water has been carried through from the main build, and again you have that nice little pond feel about it. This one is a little bit more organic and certainly nowhere near as tall as Ninjago City Gardens. So taking a look at the minifigures now, this is Jay and Nia. They both have nice printed torsos on the front and on the rear. Both have alternate faces, albeit looking a little bit more angry. This is likely to be the most sought after minifigure in the set. It's an exclusive gold Master Wu. Now there are 4 other gold ninjas in other 2021 sets as well that are all collectible. Take the beard, the hat and his staff off, you can see the prints really well, and if we turn that around you'll see that there is also printed on the back of the torso. So we have 2 ninjas in costume. We have Kai in the red and Zane in the white, and as you can see both of them come with an over the shoulder sword scabbard and a silver sword. Once their accessories and headdress are removed you can get a clearer look of their faces. Nice back printing there, and Kai has an alternative face with a slightly growly frown. Next 2 figures are Lloyd as a child and a blue ninja costume. However, the blue ninja is not named on the box, so I'm not actually sure if this is meant to be the character or whether this was meant to be something else. As you can see with their hair and headpiece removed, the blue ninja just has a trans green head, and Lloyd there does have a bit of an upset alternative face. The next 2 figures are named on the box as Clutch Powers on the left and Misako on the right. Both of these figures have very nice printed torsos on the front and also some prints on the back, and as you can see both of them have alternative faces. The next 2 minifigures are named on the box as Ronan and Urban Cole. I really like the prints on these guys here. As you can see, Cole is wearing a tour t-shirt there from his favorite band, and as you can see on the back there, Cole does have an angry alternative face. The next 2 minifigures are the Mechanic on the left and Cece on the right. As you can see, the Mechanic there has a dual molded legs, very nice torso prints and printing on the face. Cece has a dark red torso with a hoodie jacket printed on top there and some pockets printed on her trousers. Spinning it around to have a look at the back there, the Mechanic has a little bit of printing on the back in metallics. Really love this hat hair combo that Cece has with the ponytail and the hat all in one, and that is in fact a dual mold. So the Mechanic does not have an alternative face, which is understandable because it wouldn't be able to be hidden underneath the bowler hat. Cece however does have a alternative face with a nice wry smile. Okay, the next 2 figures are named as May on the left and Christina on the right. May looks like she's wearing a gi, so maybe she's been doing some karate training, and Christina is obviously a Ninjago fan because she's wearing a hoodie with a Ninjago ninja print on the front there, and clearly her favorite ninja must in fact be Lloyd because it is the green ninja. Also in some of the box art she is the one that is living in the ninja fan apartment. As you can see, the alternative faces, May looks a little upset, maybe karate training didn't go quite as well, and Christina there has a nice cheeky wink, maybe she saw Lloyd walking down the footpath. So these 2 minifigures are named on the box as Aileen there on the left and Hai on the right. Hai is the ice cream shop owner, as you can see there from his uniform printed on the torso, and the delicious ice cream in his hands. And Aileen is just one of the people that lives in or around Ninjago City Gardens. Hat and hair removed, you can see no alternative faces on either of these characters. So the character on the left is named on the box as Kaito, and the minifigure on the right, whilst not actually on the box as a minifigure, is part of the sign above the Noodle Shop. And the reason why his legs are on backwards was, as I explained when we looked at the Noodle Shop, it requires the legs to be bent to a specific angle to sit up on the sign. Kaito does have an alternative face, and as you can see the sign minifigure does not. The last minifigure in the set is Tito, and he's carrying a printed VCR cassette by the looks of things. Really like the torso and the retro game style print on the front there underneath the dark green Printed hoodie, just some basic printing on the back. If we remove his hat, he has no alternative face, and the Husky's there as well, just basically to fill the spot, but he is included in the set. There are a lot of spare parts in the set, as you can see from this pile here on the table. If you want to take a good look at them, do feel free to pause the video. Okay, so there you have it. Those are my thoughts on the Ninjago City Gardens. I really enjoyed this build, and I would give it a solid 9.5 out of 10. I found it quite challenging, and I had to concentrate a lot during the course of the build. There are a lot of very finicky techniques used in this build to clever effect. Please let me know what you think about the Ninjago City Gardens in the comments below. Do you like the set? Have you seen any of the information on the 10-year anniversary of Ninjago? If not, go and check it out at lego.com. Thank you so much for watching. Please be safe, keep on building, and I'll catch you on the next one.